Hello friends, good morning. So this is going to be a spend the day with me style vlog. But in this vlog, we're going to talk about critical reviewing and critical thinking as you're reading, but this time in the manga space. I feel like there's this echo chamber of people talking about how people aren't critically reviewing and thinking in books. And I've realized that's true for a lot of manga as well. So today we're going to spend the day doing some things that might surprise some people to make sure opinions about manga, one, are a little more critical, but two, are actually out there in the universe. Because, you know, I can shout everything I want at YouTube, but that doesn't mean people see it other places. So we're going to do some steps to sharing those things throughout. But I just wanted to film this opening clip. I'm going to start the day. I'm playing catch up on a lot of my manga reviews for the year on Goodreads. So while my hair kind of air dries, because I tend to let it air dry, I am going to get the next month that I need to get up on Goodreads loaded in and ready to go for review time. Because I'm so far behind, I'm not leaving a lot of big, long, detailed reviews on these. But I have talked about them in other videos, so I'm at least linking the video that I talk more in-depthly about them with to the Goodreads review. So the critical speaking of it is getting out there a little bit. But we're going to talk about how I'm going to be more thorough about this in the future as this video goes on. So with that said, let's start loading some reviews into Goodreads. Okay, friends, after inputting everything, I also realized that there are some series that I hadn't written any reviews for any of the volumes that are some of my all-time favorites, like Ice Guy and the Cool Girl and Colleen Generic Romance. So as I'm going back through, I am going back and at least putting star ratings on all of these things, because I think it's important for people to know that they deserve a rating, especially for manga. When it comes to platforms like Goodreads, people do check it, but there's usually not a lot of reviews and not a lot of ratings. So I try to at least go in and do that. And when I can, I link to a video, or if I have the bandwidth, because I'm not doing 160 in one go, I end up doing a more thorough review. I'm trying to get on top of it so that I can more easily stay on top of it. And again, we're going to talk about things I'm doing for that here in a minute. I realized I forgot to get today's video up, so I'm going to pause for a quick minute, get that video up, and then I think we're going to talk about my system moving forward before I start writing a bunch of reviews, because I think I might have to go get like a timer to kind of like gamify it for me. Otherwise, I might claw my eyeballs out. That's kind of where we're at the moment. Anyway, let's get the video that's supposed to go up today up real fast. Video's now just going through checks. This is my 10 books I want to read before the end of 2025. I will leave that linked in the corner if you want to check that out, or if you haven't yet. So I think I'm going to take a pause here. It took me, I came into the office about 8. It's now 8:46. So it's taken me about 45 minutes only to load all the stuff into Goodreads and get this video up. I was hoping to be a little further into things by now, but that's fine. Because once I'm done with these kinds of things and we've chatted about my process, we're going to get some reading in and reading done. And I want to talk about my process before I start that. So with that said, But yeah, I'm going to pause. I'm going to blow dry my hair the rest of the way. And I'm going to get me a little breakfast plate platter thing going and get me proper hydration for the day. And then we will go from there. Okay, I'm back. Hair dried. Food has been acquired. Drink is up here. And I just kind of went to town on the reviews. I didn't take any B-roll. So I've gone from 160 that I had to write. I've cut it all the way down to 76. So I've reached the point where Goodreads is like, we think you're a bot. Stop writing reviews. So I'm going to give it some time to kind of chill out, reset. Hopefully it'll let me write a few more later. If not, I have Sunday off and I will catch up on writing those then. Where I had so many, I was pretty sure this was going to happen because it's happened to me before this way. So with that said, let's change the angle here a little bit and let's talk about how my reading process, even for manga, has changed so that I'm making sure that I am doing things more critically. So let me get you properly set up and we'll do this. Okay, so we have migrated downstairs. I am at my kitchen table just because I had all my stuff down here. So I figured that would be easiest to talk about these things. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm very much slowing down the pace at which I'm reading manga. I kind of had a wake-up call in September when I read so many volumes in a month as well as books that I might not be giving as thorough reviews as y'all deserve, for one. But for two, I realized I was feeding into that echo chamber that exists of people who just, read something and say, yeah, I liked it, or yeah, I didn't, and moved on. So I found a couple of ways to help me be a little more thorough. One is making sure I keep up with Goodreads. Like I said, I made Goodreads angry. I went from 160 to 76. So we're going to try that again in a little bit. But the other thing is my memory retention for reading lately, especially my manga, has been lower than it used to be. And I do think that's because I'm just blitzing through things so fast. So in slowing down, the other thing I'm doing is taking notes as I go. I have this notebook. It's a lined notebook where each volume that I'm reading, I'm taking some notes and some thoughts, putting my star rating here so that I have all of the information in one place so that when I go to write reviews or to film a wrap-up or my thoughts, I have them all in front of me. So I feel like I can more eloquently articulate what I read, what I liked about it, what I didn't, why I think other people would like it, things like that. So I realized I wasn't really doing a good job of that, and I am very sorry about that. I will be doing the same thing for my book reading, for those of you who are curious. I do read books and manga on this channel. This is just my channel where I can talk about all my geeky favorite things. I haven't talked about some of my favorite geeky things lately, like Magic the Gathering and things, because I'm debating whether that's too different of a topic where I need to have its own thing. Anyway, that's a discussion for later and potentially 2026 things. But yeah, so I also have my little different colored pens. So like if there's a quote I like, I can put it in a different color. Like currently I'm doing a reread of Full Metal Alchemist as a buddy read with Maeve over at Maeve Ever Reading. So certain characters already have like certain pen colors when I have a quote from them and things like that. And every time Winry and Edward are blushing at each other, I usually emphasize the blushies with my little pink pen. And I'm really enjoying it that way. It's helping me slow down and fully immerse myself in the text and the pictures a little bit better. And overall, I'm very happy that I've made this decision so far. Yes, it slowed down my reading significantly, but I need that for myself. So that's how we ended up in this situation. And so, yeah, now that I need to wait for Goodreads to like chill out for a bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read. I'm going to make some plans for my lunch. Just because I'm not sure if I'm going to make something here, if I'm going to go out somewhere maybe. This is also further slowed down by my hands. And I've talked about that in another video. I'll leave that linked for you. But in a brief summary, I'm having carpal tunnel flare-ups as well as some other pains. And I do have a doctor's appointment scheduled. Don't worry, it's coming. I am going to get everything looked out to make sure that it's not something more serious. If it is the carpal, I'm probably going to do one hand at a time. It'll all be good from there. Probably not till next spring, though, if we do that. Because if I wear the braces to bed and I wear them when I'm not at work, it tends to help a fair bit. But there's another thing going on with my like elbow area. I'm not sure if I just like pulled a muscle real weird or what, but I'm going to get into the doctor and get that checked out to make sure that's not something that's a bigger deal. If anything, that's going to be a little PT and some stuff. And the hands might be okay with some PT as well. So that's what I'm hoping. I don't want it to be more serious than PT. Let's be real. But anyhow, I've rambled enough. So let's go ahead and get some reading done. So on the lineup for reads for today, Full Metal Alchemist for sure. I want to get through at least this omnibus today, and I've just barely started in volume 4. Another one I'd love to get to is With Your Love Would Make It Through volume 3. I've been really loving this series so far, and I'm really excited for this next volume. But yeah, so one that I did read recently that I've done my critical thinking and things on is Takahashi from the Bike Shop 3. 3 was a fantastic volume. I'm very excited to talk to y'all about it when I do my wrap-up video for the mid-month. So with that said, I'm going to read. I'm probably going to have to take off my right brace for my writing hand, and I can leave my left brace on because I can mostly hold the text open with the left. That's kind of how I've been doing all of this. Then again, I have a light song over here who's being a very, very needy boy, so maybe I will cuddle a cat for a little bit first. With that said, I'm going to get into the land of comfy and work on some things.
From afar, I could swear I thought you fell from the stars. Think about you day and night, girl, even when you're not around. I don't want it if it's not with you. Hey, I'm just keeping it straight, cause you got me feeling distracted. Let me show you the way, girl, I don't take it for granted. Why can't we just give it a go? Infatuated more than you know. I want you near with the same point of view. I'm always ready, so call me over. We're meant to be like the sun and the moon. I just want you to know I'll have a strawberry side on the side next to you. No wasting time, can you tell me the truth? I'm feeling you, yeah, I'm feeling you. Oh, oh, be honest, tell me what, honest, tell me why. I'll have a strawberry side on the side next to you. No wasting time, can you tell me the truth? I'm feeling you, yeah, I'm feeling you. Oh, oh, be honest, tell me what's on your mind.
Okay, friends, it is actually many hours later. It is almost 5:30 p.m. So I started to think about what I wanted for lunch. Kind of fell down a YouTube hole for a minute, catching up on some of my friends' videos. And then I prepared my lunch. I just made some a basic noodle dish here at home. And then I got down an anime rabbit hole, catching up on some of the current ones in the series, like Past the Monster, Me and My Lady, With You Our Love Will Make It Through, things like that. So after that, I took a little nap actually, and then I got to reading. So I have read 4 volumes today. So let's practice my new, more critical reviewing skills and talk about them. So first up, let's talk about With You Our Love Will Make It Through volume 3. So as far in the anime, we are not this far yet. I'm assuming we'll hit this one in this season, but I don't know for sure. Basically, Mari and Tsunaga have gotten to a point where they're going to try dating. And it's sweet and cute and they're adorable. In the opening scene here, we have a cat teenage girl named Kisara who shows up to pick up Tsunaga after school before summer break because she was so excited to see him. This is his childhood friend, and she can immediately smell Mari on him. And obviously she reacts to that, and she doesn't mince words. She talks before she thinks. And so your first impression of her is not great. As this volume goes on, I actually fell in love with Kisara. I think she's adorable, and I think she's going to be a really great element to the story, and I'm really excited to get to know her even better in future volumes. But basically, this one encompasses summer break and a little bit of time back. So over summer break, they make plans to see each other. She goes over to the Beast World side of the wall that divides the worlds. So she gets to see where he comes from. And it's very sweet and very gentle. And their steam level does go up because she goes over to the house. The parents aren't home. And they decide to practice being around each other because he's getting more and more used to his strong reaction to her scent. He wants to get to a point where he's desensitized himself that they can safely be in an intimate relationship and he doesn't have to worry about wanting to mark her and bite her and all of those things. So the steam level did go up a bit. That's been a gradual thing throughout, and I think will continue to be because that is part of the plot here. While she's in town, there is an incident where she runs into Kisara, and this is where Kisara starts to warm up to me. She is immediately like, you shouldn't be by yourself. Like, what are you doing? You know, I hate that you care so much about him, but I'm rooting for the two of you now because he's not felt this way about anyone, including me. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so she's on their side, and it's very sweet. There's another time where he comes over to the human side in the summer, and it's great. Like, I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to spoil the entirety of the volume, but there is an element at the end that definitely progresses the macro plot past the Kisara. We had the Kisara jealousy kind of in this volume as the main macro plot element for most of it, but there is an element at the end that's introduced that's going to explode the macro plot in the next volume, so I'm very much looking forward to volume 4. The art style in these is gorgeous. What's a panel that won't be spoilery? Just because I think the art is so pretty. That one's not really going to spoil anything for you, so that's why I went ahead and showed you that one. But again, I really enjoy the art. I love the story. And yes, would definitely recommend the series. Yes, it is a beast folk and a human having a romantic relationship. If you're not okay with that, obviously this series isn't going to be for you. But this doesn't go in a weird, like, fetishy place like I feel Beastars did at times. It's definitely not that. This is very much a normal teenage relationship with a little bit of the beast stuff in it, because, yeah. Anyways, for the most part, this is just a really sweet high school romance where they're trying to figure out what their level is of intimacy, and there's an external factor to that. That's kind of the easiest way to describe what's going on here, but it's very sweet, and I really, really love it. All right, the other thing I read today was I reread volumes 4, 5, and 6 of Full Metal Alchemist. Now, Full Metal Alchemist, in this particular bind-up, we are progressing the story of the Elric brothers. We do get the deeper dive into their backstory. We get to meet their former alchemy teacher. We get to understand how Edward has his alchemical knowledge, and we get to go know this man Scar a little bit more, who's of a different race, who was hunted by the military, and basically they committed genocide against his race. And so he's very angry and very much going after military alchemists to take care of his feelings. And, you know, he's a pretty bad dude, but when you understand what he's been through, he feels a little less bad. He's still doing bad things, and I don't justify what he's doing. But we get lots of progression with our sins, is all I will say. If you know the series, then you know. And we also meet one of the big bads later in the series, in this volume. One of the most traumatizing moments in the series for me also happens in volume 4 in particular. There's a particular character that I fell in love with really hard that we lose in that volume. If you know, you know. And I really just felt all the things as I read this. One thing I picked up on that I don't think I picked up on quite as hard the first time, then second time through even, because I've read it and I've watched Brotherhood. So this is my third time experiencing the series as a whole. And the elements of like found and chosen family, I feel like hit their very strong point within these volumes. And the element of the Elric brothers' father is introduced, but we don't really, like, we see an image of him, but we don't meet him quite yet. But these boys clearly reject their father, and they want nothing to do with him. And we learn a lot about the power that binds Alphonse to his suit of armor. We get some more time with Winry and meet some really fun characters because of that, and that was very enjoyable for me. But again, because I don't want to spoil too much here, I'm just kind of giving you basic things that aren't too spoilery, but you get some context for what's going on within the series. And if you've read through it, obviously you know. But yes, basically these two boys commit the ultimate taboo and try to resurrect someone from the dead. And because of that, they pay a price. Alphonse with his entire body and Edward with an arm and a leg. And with this, they are on the hunt for ways to get their bodies back in their full entirety and whatnot. So that's basically what the core story is about, but it's much more nuanced. It is very much a political, like military style political story where there's lots of secrets, lots of hidden agendas. And one thing I notice about this is the way the Elric brothers respond. Sometimes they're very much the shonen protagonist responses, but other times they take the mature road that most shonen heroes would not. And I really think that's why this is my favorite shonen of all time. I really just love that the mangaka took that step back and let them think even for a minute, even as they're reacting to things live in the moment. And it's really wonderful for that. I really love this series a whole lot. And this reread is very much filling my cup and filling my joy. And it's wonderful. So I hope those feel a little more critical and concise for you. They definitely felt that way for me. With that said, I am going to type up more detailed reviews for my Goodreads. Hopefully they'll let me start inputting some reviews, because I'm going to try to do some other ones, because obviously I have the other Omnibus. I have Takahashi from the Bike Shop. The Demon Lord's way too overprotective. I think those are the ones that I still have left to write from this month, because I've already done White Rabbit and the Prince of Beasts 2, as well as the Dangerous Convenience Store, and that would get me current for the month. So I've read a total of 11 volumes so far. For a 60 and 30 that I'm trying to do, today's the 6th, so I would need to read one more. I might read another one tonight. I might just bank it for tomorrow, though, because Hazbin Hotel Season 2, episodes 3 and 4 dropped yesterday, but I closed yesterday, so we didn't get a chance to watch. So that's going to be our plans this evening. But I've got a little bit more time before a spouse gets home, so I think I'm going to work on those reviews. So let's work on that together, shall we?
다행일지 몰라 사실 말야 내 목소리 들으면 갑자기 말문이 턱하고 막힐 것만 같아 갑작스런 말에
Alrighty, so Goodreads is still mad at me. It'll let me do star ratings on things, but it won't let me leave reviews. So I will come back to this tomorrow after work and get those reviews actually put in. I made it too angry by doing too many this morning. It's done this before. It's trying to think I'm a bot when I'm not. But I went ahead and copied, especially that Full Metal Alchemist one, because it was a long boy. I've copied that into Word. I might fiddle with some of the wording and stuff. I just wanted to get the core review done, and then I will post it on there, and it's going to be great. And I'm very happy with how this went. Let me know if you agree that we want these kind of critically thought out reviews in the manga space, because if that's not what y'all want, I will back off and I will just do it for myself and not stress so hard about doing it for everybody else. But I really like taking the time to do it now, so I think I'm going to continue to do that. But yes, anyways, thank you so much for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts down below if you want to see more videos like this. I do have another video explaining more about my book reading side of how things are going to be changing. So that'll be coming, but I wanted to share this with y'all and share some reviews with you in doing what I'm doing now, hoping that that will help y'all kind of figure out what I'm trying to do here. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you are here just because you love me, give me like the notepad with a pencil or a pen emoji. This one, I'll leave it there. Put that emoji in the comments and share your thoughts. If there's any series in particular you'd like me to do this with that I've read before, I do kind of think I want to reread some of my favorites. So I plan on doing similar things with other series that I love and adore. So if there's a particular series you know I love and adore that you want me to do this with, let me know down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.